spaces. Please welcome some smart designers right here. Shai DeLuca-Tamasi and Kimberley I want to talk a little bit about the small space because this is sort of the reality of so many people. You know, some people did it when they were younger in university or just starting out. Some people are in that situation now. Yep. There's so many teeny tiny little condos that you have to be very smart. So we threw it out there to our viewers on Facebook. We asked, what is the smallest space you've ever lived in? I'm going to read a couple of these and then I'm going to ask you guys about your experiences, okay? This is Lisa Tiffany. She said, my husband and I, along with our 3 boys, 2 dogs, and a variety of cats, lived 10 years in a 650-square-foot wartime bungalow, people. Wow. Only 4 people could fit around a kitchen table at a time, so I had to stand to eat my meals. When we moved to an 1,100-square-foot house, I thought I died and went to heaven for the first few days. The kids just ran through the house because they could. They ran. Like they really went crazy.
Isn't that awesome?
Demi Vandersluis said, I rented a room, probably 9 by 12, for $50 a week when I was 15. So she had a fridge in the closet, no stove, a twin bed, a dresser, a little table, and a chair, and she had to share the bathroom. On top of all that,
that's a hard one.
All right, Shai, dish. What is your smallest space?
Oh my God! When I was in university, I went to university in New York, and we all know New York apartments are like this anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, I moved in. I came out of one closet, moved into the other. It was teeny. It was teeny, teeny, teeny. I worked on that one. Anyway, I could basically vacuum my entire apartment with my dustbuster. And I told this story once. I could lay on my bed, and in the morning, they called it a studio, but in the morning, I could lay on my bed, and if I stretched really far, I could turn on the coffee maker with my big toe. Swear no word of a lie. It was teeny. So that's how small it was.
Convenient.
Yeah,
well, that it was.
Convenient.
Just a little stretch. Yeah, that it was.
Right?
Yoga and making coffee.
Yeah.
That's right, all in one. Smallest space, Karen?
I lived on a sailboat when I was 15, 16. My family, we took off to sail around the world. We didn't quite make it. We made it about a quarter of the way. But anyway, so I actually had my berth was where we sat to eat dinner.
Oh.
So yeah, so when it was dinner time, I had to get out of bed, or morning or breakfast, I had to get out of bed. But all of my worldly possessions were actually under the cushion. I had one little shelf, and so thankfully it was mainly warm weather. So I had lots of bathing suits, and then my schoolwork. But yeah, it was tight.
There's something kind of liberating about that. I'm not suggesting, I mean, if you're living in a space that's too small, that might be offensive, but there is something sort of liberating about not having a lot of stuff to clutter your life. So that's
do you learn that lesson when you're in that space, or do you just get into the, 1,100 or 2,000 or 3,000 square foot home and go crazy and buy everything? Like, have you learned to declutter and edit from that experience?
I would say for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I still really love small spaces because I would say it feels like a big hug.
Yeah.
When I get
more cozy.
Yeah, when I get into big spaces, I find sometimes people just rattle around.
Right. Less to clean.
Oh yes,
That's very true.
Less to clean.
Less to clean, less to heat.
Yes.
Like your utility bills are way cheaper.
Yeah.
easier to make coffee.
Easier to make coffee?
I've never done it with my toe.
Well, these
We've never
people
done
on
it with my
these,
toe.
reality shows with these huge McMansions, and they're ordering takeout every day. They're not even using their huge kitchens, and it just looks like empty and not warm at all. So you really have to work on it. Do you have a small space story, Kimberly?
Not really. My father. It's all relative. My father grew up in a one-room shack with no running water, and I spent several weeks of my life in that one-room shack in Arkansas. So when they moved to California, they bought a house that was 2,300 square feet for 5 people, 1 bathroom. Oh, no. And my father thought it was a palatial. And I thought 1 bathroom is not enough when you have 2 brothers who are always hogging the bathroom.
Definitely
So it's
not.
relative.
Yeah.
It's relative.
It's totally relative. Okay, I got a couple more from Facebook. Edie Tykerobe. I lived in the bunk of a highway semi-truck. Not much room for decorating in there. But I did what I could. I got a beautiful down duvet with matching pillows, shams, and sheets. That's cute. It felt like luxury each time I snuggled in. I had a bachelor apartment in university, and I did everything I could to fix the place up. I had a nice little plant. I didn't used to kill plants back then. It's like I had a green thumb back in those days. I had a cute little, like the sham, the nice little coverlet, because you walk into the place and you see everything.
Exactly.
It's called a 1.5 in Montreal. So it's 1 room with a little kitchenette, you just a counter, and a little bathroom. Good enough for me. I was a student, right?
Right.
And now Julie Overink, we sold our condo and had to get out in 2 weeks. This is 1 month before our wedding. Oh, Lord.
Oh, my.
We were building a home, and it was supposed to be short-term rental that turned into 1.5 years as our house kept getting delayed. With no time and not much choice to choose a place, we were stuck with a dark basement, 500 square feet, one-bedroom apartment. They could only have one couch, and it was 2 of them with their dog and everything in storage. They didn't open any of their wedding gifts until they moved into their house 1.5 years later.
Oh.
Wow.
So many people
That's
in
a
that
hard
situation
one.
as well,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yes.
That's a good test of a marriage. If you're still together,
That's
when
an
your new house
excellent
is built,
test.
you're meant to be, right?